So when I was injured, dealing with my arm injury from work, I was started watching the CPU, just AI play in this Lakers season, and I was just like the GM. And this is just kind of the story of what happens. It's funny when you play these GMs, how things and storylines just develop. So this is just a highlight game where you see, in the first year, 26. That Luka and LeBron is playing with each other. I don't know it at the time. I think they have a farewell tour for LeBron, but I think I wanted to be able to try to convince him to stay. But you get to see some scenes of Luka and LeBron hooping together. Luka was kind of like the main driving engine, but LeBron was hooping in, you know, his last year um, with the team. So these are the kind of highlights. We got Luka to LeBron right there to the three. And that year was interesting because they was really, it felt like the storyline of the narrative was that they was really trying to get LeBron, probably like kind of like it's the real life storyline. They was really trying to get LeBron his last another ring before he retires. He had a farewell tour. This is him um, exchanging jerseys with Scotty Barnes right there. So we're moving on to some new highlights of LeBron James playing in his final year. Um, he's still getting player of the games. He's still making an impact. I think LeBron James averaged like I'll say like 25 points for the game. I think they really struggled in the playoffs against Wemby. This is I think a regular season win against them, but Wemby was a problem. This is the stats that they ended with. This is what they did in the playoffs. They made a good run, but I'm pretty sure they lost. Um, lost to the Spurs is who they lost to, so they was having trouble. And then LeBron retires, and there's nothing that I can do about it. So I'm sure LeBron James haters are happy everywhere that LeBron James didn't get a ring um, before he retired. But Wemby was, in this league, Wemby was a problem, a dominant force, a constant MVP um, in the championship playoff race. Um, this is the highlights of us playing the Spurs. They turned out to be the them and the Lakers turned out to be like real rivals. This game right here is the year after LeBron retired. So at this point, when LeBron retired, they drafted a player called Wesley Lloyd. Um, was able to move up in the draft and secure a really good player. Their title contentions are kind of still alive, but um, it's not quite as they're not quite. They know that they're the piece missing, although they're playing good basketball and they're making a playoff run. But this Spurs team turns out to be a real problem. But Luka's playing, Luka's playing his heart out. These are the box scores uh, of the game. Luka dropping 60. That and De'Aaron Fox dropping this. The Lloyd, the person that they drafted. This isn't his rookie year stats, but he's already shaping up to be um, a star player in his own right. That's Lloyd right there. Pass from Luka to Lloyd. Lloyd is a 20 point, 10 rebound, two-way phenomenon. You know what I mean? And he was able to stretch the floor out. He was like Tim Duncan if Tim Duncan could hit a three consistently, like at a 40% clip. That was Lloyd. One of my favorite players I've drafted in this storyline. Luka was, this is year I want to say 27, 28. Luka's in the top of the MVP races. He's not winning the MVP because there's Wemby out, absolutely dominating the competition. Not dominating. It's neck and neck, but Wemby is winning the MVP races in these early years. Um, but Luka is absolutely being an offensive star, knocking down the trade ball. This is us playing them again. I'm telling you, this is the conference finals right here. It was a really tight finals this year. Um, uh, the year or two after LeBron retired, we had Walker Kessler, who I thought maybe his height and defense, he did do a decent job on Wembyama, but Wembyama would kill him like he was a guard from the outside. And then Wembyama could double team anybody who tried to go inside, and Kessler couldn't take advantage of that. He couldn't, take the three ball. So Wembyama's defense and two wayness ended up being a significant reason why that was such a big problem. Castle at this point is also raised his overall. Wemby shooting from the three from the outside, shutting down anybody on the inside who think they're going to come in. And even Walker Kessler couldn't really just stop him. And as well as Luka Doncic played in the conference final, he's giving it all. It's normal Luka stuff, and it was actually fantastic and really fun to watch. But there's Lloyd right there getting the score on the inside, passing, and they had really good chemistry, teammate chemistry playing together. That was the plan. Walker Kessler trying to stop him on defense, but it wasn't enough. Wembanyama ends up taking the Western Conference Finals. He makes the MVP. Those are the stats. He played phenomenally. It was actually exciting to watch. And then he moved on. I didn't watch the finals, but he moved on and continued that dominance and won another Finals MVP. I think this might be his second championship, I believe, and that's right. After Walker Kessler didn't work, um, we was able to move some pieces, some draft picks. Was able to keep our core, and now the exciting part is really here. Um, Lloyd has stepped up to his own. He's his own part of the big three. Maybe I think he's like a 92 at this point, and we get Nikola Jokic. If you see that right in a trade. Jokic is aging. He's not the MVP level Jokic, but at this point he's still 94, 95 overall, maybe even 96. And in his first year with the Lakers, he spent several years with the Lakers, and we was kind of trying to match Wemby with Jokic and our core, and Luka and Jokic was the Batman and Batman um, that you always that you thought they would be. When they play on the team together, they was running the game. Their IQ was sense was crazy. They was always assisting each other, and they would both be consistently playing. And then Wesley Lloyd was a solid. Um, I'm just telling you, like Lamar Odom, but really, like I said, Tim Duncan type. So he was able to really fill in the gaps. And these were some regular season games that they was playing in their highlights, but um, that's against Aspirin right there, the little Jokic. But these guys, they really dominated the game. Luka to Jokic for a three right there. Jokic was posting. He's in his elderly years, but his IQ and his uh, this is I would say 2030 right here. So 4 years from now, and he's absolutely killing still. You know what I mean? Jokic. Um, those are his stats. And mind you, I put equal. There's a setting that you could put on to the games that equalizes the stats to the minutes. And since I only watched 8 minute quarters from the AI, the in-game stats aren't what the stats that you see on the box score. They're approximately like 30% higher. Because it equalizes from 8 minutes to 12. But these are Rockets. That was a really good team, and you see Luca and Nikola Jokic are just running the game, assisting to each other. Um, in this first year, I would say while they was both equal leaders and co-leaders, Jokic was it was like Jokic was taking a journeyman master Luca under his wing and teaching him championship basketball and how to win, so he can get this first Lakers win. And they ended up playing this Hawks team. in the NBA Finals. That Hawks team really turned out to be a really good team. But and they was I think we was able. I don't think that we played Wemby and them this year. I think Wemby might have got injured. So the big at first the big match that I thought was going to happen for this year didn't actually happen. That's going to be delayed a year. That let us get to the championship, and we played this great up and coming young Atlanta team, and Jokic put on an MVP performance. Really, really helped lead the team. Him and Luka, and finally that Luka gets his first ring. Jokic gets another ring heading out the door, and he gets another Finals MVP, as you can see from these celebrations that they're doing right here. So this was all really exciting and fun to watch when I was watching at the time. And then in the next year, this in 31, I want to say, Wemby makes a big move to the Golden State Warriors. So that's how I say these storylines look like they add up. You know what I mean? So Wemby and them, he sees that the Lakers are a new power. Whatever happens with the box office, he moves to the Warriors, and in 31, he's a problem again. Wemby becomes a problem for us again. Um, you have a Scoot Henderson who on the Warriors who advanced into his prime. He's a 92 now, and they have Jonathan Kuminga still. This is they didn't. This season started before he was traded, so he becomes a big piece for the Warriors with Steph and them gone. And the battle between these two teams was something to behold. Jokic was reading the floor, but Jokic and Luka's defense are sort of mid in the game. Not horrible, not great either. And Wemby was unstoppable. While Jokic was able to do something, Wemby was absolutely, frying. He actually locked Jokic down in this game. I don't know if this game right here is a playoff game. I think this might be a regular season game right here. But you see, he had him 5 for 18 before the box score, and his defense. You know, Wemby was winning MVPs and Defensive Players of the Years in this, and this is a my GM. But Luka was playing like a star. You know what I mean? Uh, him and Scoot Henderson had a really crazy battle in this game right here. Get, getting assists to the inside, getting assisted from Jokic. Uh, the, the stop, step back, pull up, drip, and the pass to Lloyd between Lay and then assist to the outside from Jokic. So Luka really balled out in this game. That's 26 before the box score. This is kind of a look. This is not this year. This is kind of the stats that Jokic was kind of ending with on his last year with the Lakers in 32. I want to say 31. We lost to, like I said, Wemby and the Golden State Warriors, who was becoming and I think they were the champions that year. Um, so I'm pretty sure they did moved on um, to year 32 in these highlights. So in this year 32, this is the regular season. Um, Jokic he's still hooping at a high clip. But I think Luka Doncic has finally moved into the leader role, and then we drafted an absolute star and a guy named Carl Brooks, and this guy is a different star from a different team. This Caffrey guy right here, this big buff dude. That's 46 right there. That's Carl Brooks, the rookie we drafted. He came in at 19 years old and he was 81. So we just knew that he was going to be the next big star. Him and Lloyd is going to be leading this team into the future for a while to come. But that guy Caffey was giving Brooks, rookie Brooks, his intro to the NBA. He was bullying him, frying him. He was a really bully player, two-way player, gritty player, and that's a guy I watched play against the Lakers several different times on this Sacramento team. a guy who really helped turn that Sacramento team into a threat. But they couldn't overcome Luka and Jokic play together, and that Maxwell Sanders is another guy who he was drafted at the same time as Carl Brooks. That guy, that's big. He reminds me of J.R. Smith. For a good 10 years, that guy averaged 18 to 20 points a year. After his rookie year, so him and Carl become really big pieces. Carl Brooks become really big pieces for the Lakers. You see Jokic cut into the lane right here. Carl Brooks to Jokic for the layup. Jokic still playing a really efficient ball in the finals. As you see, we play. This is the finals right here. That moves on. This is an interview from Jokic, and she asked them a question for the final.
It's not just my effort. I think it's team effort, not just my game. I think the whole win.
Well, the whole team was feeling it tonight. Thanks, Nicola.
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff there.
Yeah, so it's interesting to watch that. But this is the actual team that they play. That Zach McMillan guy's a star. They have a really strong team. But the Lakers have been here before. Luka has been taught how to win, and Luka won't be denied his first NBA Finals MVP. The first year that they won it, and 30. Um, Jokic is heavily attributed. A big factor. This year, he's the Robin. Although he's averaging, I want to say, at least a good 20 something points a game, 20, 22, and almost 10 rebounds, and with assists too. Luka is, the leading factor of the Lakers. He was mentored by Jokic. That's the legendary. He's become a legendary coach. I forgot his name. He'll bring it up in future videos. Um, and then after that year, we win the championship. Carl Brooks grows 9 overalls. He's a 20-year-old, 90 overall. I remember when he made a really big. He played. He was a starter. Played big minutes in the final his rookie year. Made couple. I remember in a couple tight games, he made some really big shots. And it's cool to see in this animation right here how Luka acknowledges. I know that's kind of randomized, I believe, but it's really dope to see that Luka acknowledges little Carl Brooks right there. He has him the trophy. There's Wesley Lloyd right there. He's the 20 and 10 machine. He's an all-star level player. At this point, I think he's taking the crown a little bit. As there's 2 Robins on this team. So this was a really, really good team, and I didn't play any of these games at all. I'm just watching all this happen. I'm watching Luka try to rise up during these years. You know, watching the AI play. You know what I mean? I'm just passively getting VC. I'm trying to get this VC and pour into my builds. But I'm watching these storylines play out, and it's actually pretty cool. These are the highlights from the game. That McMillan guy was hooping. He shoots it over Carl Brooks right there. These highlights are fire. The games was exciting. They had a 94 point guard against a slightly aging Luka, who's only like a 94, 93 now. Uh, in my playthrough, that's Zach McMillan right there, and the other guy was that's Reicher. But Luka came up there with an absolute humongous game. That 28 points, I think, is going to equivalent to like 44, something like that. You get 40 plus points, 16 rebounds in this finals game. And he finally, achieves. This is his, I want to say, second finals MVP. I think they played these. They played these boys twice. It was Atlanta Lakers finals for 2 years in a row, and Atlanta could not get over the hump of the talent that was acquired between Carl Brooks and Sanders, Wesley Lloyd, Luka, and Jokic. And this is Luka right here. This is stats that he ended with. So yeah, this is the story of how Luka finally rose to greatness and achieved his destiny of becoming Finals MVP and won multiple championships with the Lakers. I hope you find this video interesting because there'll be a lot more to this story in the future. This Lakers team ends up having a lot of stories, and these stories continue between Carl Brooks and Lloyd, Luka and Jokic coaches the next dynasty of the generation. I kind of want to show you what happens.